Today, I want to talk about a topic that is going to help you a lot, especially as we're working together within a state host and you want to build a book of business for yourself with your own clients um, in the short-term rental Airbnb world. It's a training I've done over the years that's really helped people have breakthroughs around valuing themselves and who they give their time to. You see, one of the things you want to be very careful of in building anything is wasting time with people that don't deserve your time, or chasing people, or pursuing people, or convincing people. You see, one thing I'm learning really quickly in the real estate industry is this, okay? If there are 18 million homes right now in North America sitting vacant, and I reach out to you to talk to you about your property, and it doesn't matter what story you tell me or what situation you're dealing with or whatever you want to tell me, if you're not willing to put in the time and effort to figure out how to get your home cash flowing for you, either initially or better than it is, then you don't deserve to have your property cash flowing. Now, I don't mean that in a harsh, arrogant way. I just need for you to understand something, okay? Here's a mistake people make in business, and here's what a mistake a lot of entrepreneurs make, a lot. That's why when you look at them, when you look at their day, their week, their month, and you go, well, how many hours you spent today? How many hours you spend this week? How many hours did you spend this month pursuing people and chasing them? How many sales did you get done? And let's sit with a calculator and figure out based on the time spent and the sales gotten, what you were generating per hour. And most entrepreneurs live below minimum wage. They might as well have gone and gotten a job at Burger King or McDonald's or, done something else because they're actually not valuing themselves. They're actually working, as I said, below minimum wage. So let's go back to what I was talking about. If you have a property and I talk to you and I show you how I can help you improve it and cash flow it, and you don't call me back, what are you telling me? You're telling me that you really don't care about what you say you care about. You really don't. Because if you expect me to chase you to cash flow your property that I just talked to you about or I spoke to you about what we can do with a state host, do you really deserve the cash flow? No, you don't. And here's the mistake a lot of entrepreneurs make. It doesn't matter if it's Airbnb, it doesn't really matter. Real estate, selling widgets, running a store, they waste so much time chasing and convincing. Now, let me prove this to you, okay? Have you ever liked someone and they didn't like you back in the same way, whether it be a personal relationship or a business partnership? And you were putting in more effort, they were not, they were making excuses and stories, but you kept pursuing. Guess what ends up happening? It ends up going nowhere because you're being needy and you're convincing them of how great you are. Well, here's the truth of the matter. If you think you're of high value and you bring a lot to the table and you have a lot to offer, why do you have to convince someone about that? If they're not smart enough to put in the time and effort, or they're not willing to take the time to put in the time and effort to understand and figure out how valuable you are, you think they're worth your time? No. Because even if you were great at convincing them and selling them, eventually at some point they're going to find a reason to be out. And I've been in relationships personally in business where I was convinced the person was committed to me and they weren't. They were just looking for a reason to quit and make excuses and stories. I was committed because my focus was on their value. My focus was on who they were, how we can be a great partnership. That was not their focus. So it's the same with what we're creating today with estate hosts, especially if you're going to be working with me. You want to spend your time searching out, looking for, and talking to people who are ready. Let me repeat that. You want to spend your time connecting with, searching out, looking for people who are ready, not people who are needy. There's a difference. Needy people are not powerful people. Ready people are. Why? Because a ready person is ready to take action. They've had enough. The pain is too much. They can't live another day how they're living. They realize their life is a shambles. It's falling apart. They're living a double life. They're fooling themselves. They've been lying to people, whatever. They've come to that point where they choose I am not living another day like this. I'm done because it's not getting me anywhere. It doesn't matter what I tell myself and tell others. And the proof is always in the pudding. Does that make sense? If you find you've been going in and out of relationships, whether it be personal or business, well, the common factor is you. So you need to figure out your shit, okay? And figure out, wait a second, what am I bringing to the table here? Why do I keep attracting the same kinds of people that say they want to create something and be in partnership and then they run away? Why am I doing that? Well, it's about you taking ownership and responsibility for yourself and your life. Because if not, you're going to keep attracting the same shit over and over and over. Let me share a quote with you that really transformed my life over the years. And one of my mentors said this to me years ago, and it really didn't resonate with me till I actually had to go through certain things, and it really stuck. He said to me, he goes, Anil, nobody cares what you have to say or what you have to offer them unless it's of value to them. Nobody, nobody. So you can talk till you're blue in the face of how great you are and how great something is. They're just going to politely nod and agree, but they have no intention of doing anything about it. And here's another quote that's in harmony with that I love. And actually, this quote transformed my life years ago. It says, a man or woman convinced against his or her will is not convinced. They're of the same opinion still. And this also is a quote in the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, one of my favorite books I've read at least a dozen times. A man convinced or a woman convinced against his or her will is not convinced. They're of the same opinion still. So what does that mean? What does that signify? Well, it's very simple. Okay? You and I have to stop chasing, convincing, and talking people into things. We have to stop because it's a matter of time before they go, I've had enough of you. I'm out of here. You're bringing me no value whatsoever in my life. Because again, people are selfishly driven. It's all about them, right? So you got to keep that in mind, okay? So if you understand the planet is a selfish place and people about themselves, why are you running, chasing people? You know, like that Bugs Bunny cartoon with Sylvester and Spike and the little dog. Remember the big dog is the bulldog and the little dog was Chester and Spike was a big bulldog and there was like a Black Panther on the loose. You know, Google it or YouTube it. And Chester's like, hey, Spike, because he wants to hang around Spike because Spike's so cool. He's a bulldog and he's tough and nobody messes with him. And then Spike's like with a toothpick, he's like, yeah, and he swats him, right? And Chester's like, he dusts himself off and he comes running back. Hey, Spike, can I hang out with you? You're so cool. And Spike's like, yeah, keeps slapping him around till the panther gets loose from the zoo. And Sylvester, Spike sends Chester to beat up Sylvester, but Chester ends up beating up the panther, thinking he's beating up Sylvester. So he brings the panther to Spike, and Spike goes, oh my God, you beat up a panther? And Chester didn't even realize he beat up the panther. And now Spike becomes Chester's friend because he thinks Chester's so cool because he thought he was going to go beat up Sylvester, which is like, you know, Sylvester's an ordinary cat, but he ends up beating up this ferocious panther. Well, the reason I bring that Bugs Bunny story up is because that's how a lot of us live our lives. We're like Chester. We're going after the Spikes of the world. And we're like, oh, can I hang out with you? Can I do business with you? Can I date you? Will you marry me? Will you love me? Will you not cheat on me? Will you be faithful to me? Will you not steal money from me? Will you pay me what I'm owed when I work? Blah, blah, blah. So we're like, Chester, oh, Spike, oh, Spike, oh, Spike. And then Spike's like, nah, you're being needy. I'm going to take advantage of you. I'm going to leave you. I'm not going to value you. Right? Because you're not valuing yourself. You have very low self-worth because you're chasing, pursuing, convincing. So look at how you're doing your business, whether it be your personal business or with a state host, and ask yourself, are you chasing someone to help them cash flow their property and they're not calling you back, or they're not keeping their appointment, or they're not valuing your time? Are you chasing someone in a relationship and you're the one messaging them, you're the one planning to go out, you're the one doing all the heavy lifting, and they get back to you when they feel like it, or they ghost you, or they don't give you the time of day? How pathetic is that? How pathetic are you being? You're not valuing yourself. And over the years, I've had to learn that lesson because let's face it, some of us are amazing human beings. I know that I am. I'm loyal, I'm committed, I'm hardworking, disciplined, organized, structured. You get me on your team, you get me on your side, I'm going to work hard. And people feel they can take advantage of that. And that's one of the reasons I'm building my own business now with Estate Host, being a part owner and building my book of businesses. I've hung around enough people who didn't value me. And it's okay for them to be that way because that's how they choose to live. But it's not okay for me to be in their company. It's not okay for me to date them. It's not okay for me to spend my money on them or to give them my time or my energy or open up my Rolodex of my contacts or partner with them in business. It's not okay. It's not okay. Because why should I be a part of your life and partner with you and help you make millions and help you flourish and prosper and you don't give a crap about me? And that's unfortunately the world we live in, especially after the pandemic. It's gotten even worse. People are more selfish than ever. And when you go on social media, if you're not an in-person and you're not cool and you don't have nice things and a nice vehicle and a nice house and a big bank account and you know you look pretty or you're smart or whatever, you're nobody. And that's just pathetic. Okay, because that's just a shallow way to live. So remember, in our lesson today is about not playing the convincing game with anybody. It's about valuing yourself. And I promise you, you start making those shifts, you're going to find you're going to have more time. You're only going to be dealing with certain people. You're not going to be wasting your time, chasing after the spikes in your life who don't value you or who don't care to value you. You're not going to devalue yourself where you break your rules and compromise yourself and do things you're not supposed to be doing for people, for them to like you and approve of you and validate you. You're not going to be doing that. You will have such a high self-worth, you'll realize, listen, mofo, what I got to offer you is of tremendous value. If you don't take the time to figure it out, I'm losing your number. Your contact is going in the garbage. I don't have time for this. If you don't realize I'm an amazing person that's worth dating and being in a relationship with, and you're not willing to put in the time and effort, good luck. Good luck figuring it out. I'm not going to wait around because I don't have time for this. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, a man or a woman convinced against his or her will is of the same opinion still. Nobody cares what you have to say or cares what you have to offer unless it's of value to them. So you need to become a master at communication, effective communication. You need to become a master at how you portray yourself, how you come across. Nobody cares what you have to say. You could have the cure for cancer. Nobody cares unless it's of value to them. You could have a gold brick and stand buck naked at a major intersection in your city. Let's just say it's at Yonge and Bloor in Toronto and be handing out gold bricks. Nobody cares about the gold bricks because they're going to be wondering, why are these bricks free? And why is this person standing here buck naked handing out gold bricks? They're going to look at everything sideways and question it. Those are not the right people in your life to be handing out gold bricks to. Find the people that are deserving of the gold bricks in your life. The people are going to go, hey, thank you. I'm not only going to take this gold brick and I'm going to go sell it. I'm going to help other people with the money and I'm going to, help myself. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to give to my church. I'm going to support my local charity, but I'm going to help 1,000 people rise up from their financial situation. Look for those people because those people are going to value you. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to come back for more gold bricks because they're going to value you in their life. They're not going to go, oh, there's a guy with the free gold bricks. Let me go take advantage of him. Maybe he'll give me 5. No, then they're not going to treat you like that. They're going to value you. And actually, they're going to contribute to you. The next time they come, they may bring you a smoothie. They may bring you a bottled water. They may bring you a sandwich. They're going to contribute to your life because they see you standing at the street corner day in and day out giving out gold bricks and no one's giving you anything. Look for those people. Identify those people, not the ones that pretend they have your back and they're your partner and they want to be in a relationship with you and they don't show it. Or the first sign of trouble, they bail. They're not a true partner. They're just there for the free ride. Be careful with that. Those are like rocks on the street. They're everywhere. Look for the diamonds. The diamonds are camouflaged. And you have to test people. You have to dig. You have to ask questions. You have to discover. You have to look. You have to figure it out. And I've done trainings around that. So go to my YouTube channel. I do trainings around how to, sort the rotten, the green, and the red apples. How to sort rather than sell. Because remember this, Professionals sell. I'm sorry, professionals sort, amateurs sell. Let me repeat that. Professionals sort, amateurs sell. So if you're selling, chasing, convincing, running after people, you've done work for them, they haven't paid you yet, they're trying to cut you out of deals. They say they love you and they care about you, but where are they? You don't hear from them. Well, you're selling, you're not sorting. Become a master at sorting. Become a master. And here's what you want to do. You want to also do what's called time compression. How fast you want to sort. Like if you were sorting a basket of apples and you're sorting green, rotten, reds, you're looking for the greens and the reds, obviously, because you can use them for stuff. And the rotten you're going to toss. When you run into a rotten apple that's icky and squishy and has a worm in it and it smells, are you going to stand there and talk to the rotten apple and go, come on, rotten apple, you can be red, you can be green, come on. Or will you toss it? So one thing you want to master is how fast you sort. Are you going through the basket going red, green, rotten, red, green, rotten, red, green, rotten, red, or you're going one, one, or are you sorting? Because remember, time is against us. We don't have unlimited time. So how much time do you want to spend figuring out if someone's a waste of your time? Because there are people like that and they get around. They are a waste of your time. Maybe they're a great humanitarian, great father, great son, great brother, great husband, great wife. Maybe they're a great neighbor, but they're a terrible person to be in a relationship with personally, and they're a terrible business partner. And they're a terrible person to talk to about helping them cash flow their property. So are you going to spend time convincing a rotten apple that they're green or red, or are you going to toss it and keep going through the basket looking for reds and greens? So today I wanted to do a lesson around sorting and convincing because from my conversations with quite a few folks, they've been asking me, Anil, how are you building your book of business in estate hosts every day? What are you doing every day? What's your MOO, your method of operation on a daily basis, talking to people? And that is it. I sort. I don't sell. If I message you or I talk to you and I show you a valued proposition about cash flow in your property, or us working together, and you don't get back to me, I'm scratching your name off my list. There's 7 billion people waiting for me to talk to. I ain't got time for shit. I ain't got time for procrastination. I ain't got time for dilly-dallying. I don't have time for people who are wishy-washy, who live in excuses and stories. I don't. Maybe you do. And maybe that's the reason why you're struggling in your business. Maybe that's the reason why you're struggling in your life, is because you are playing the convincing and selling game, not the sorting game. And you're not valuing yourself. You've lowered your self-worth, and people pick up on that frequency and vibration. So guess what? They treat you exactly how you treat yourself. And you think they're valuing you. No, they're just agreeing with you. They're just being nice to you. They're just going along for the ride till they have had enough of you, or till you get sorted, till your paths drift and you're no longer on the same path. So be careful. Be careful. And if you want to have more conversations around this, you want to work together, build a book of business in a state host, let's talk. However, I'm going to hold your feet to the fire. I will hold your feet to the fire. I will hold you accountable. I will test you. I will help you figure out whether or not you're needy, or figure out how badly you want this. And if you're ready, if you are ready over being needy. I don't have time for needy people. I'm only looking for those that are ready, and you should as well, in whatever you're up to. So this is Anil with Goya. Goya, again, my mantra that I live by every day is get off your ass. And I've had to get off my ass in many ways in the last years, and it's been a blessing. So I love my mantra. Every day I get off my ass, and I recommend the same to you. Figure out where you need to get off your ass, where you're not, where you think it's okay. It's okay to be this way. It's okay to behave this way. It's okay to talk this way. It's okay to treat people this way. It's okay to act this way. Maybe you need to get off your ass in some ways as well. So have a wonderful day where you are. Be safe. Enjoy your life. Have fun. Again, be careful who you spend your time with. Sort, sort, sort. Don't sell, sell, sell. Sort. Raise your internal worth, vibration, and frequency. Pick who you spend your time with very, very wisely, because who you spend your time with is who you are. Who you spend your time with is a reflection of you. So always keep that in mind. and start hanging around better quality people that add value to you. They add to you, they empower you rather than take, take. They're takers. They're like vipers. They're like bloodsuckers. They take, and they pretend to be givers, and they're actually not. So be safe wherever you are. Make smart moves. This is Anil. I love you with Goya and business development manager, sales manager, client services leader with estate hosts. I wish you the best, and let's connect in the days ahead and talk. Okay, take care. Bye bye.